Hi guys, Sock11 here with a recap and summary of the Apple special event for Tuesday the 22nd of October 2013. Now, a lot of new things have been announced at this keynote, so I'm going to go over them now, and I hope you enjoy this video. So, the main first thing announced at the conference was OS X Mavericks. Now, OS X Mavericks was previewed back at the developers conference earlier this year, but the release has now been confirmed as well straight away. It's now available on the App Store to download immediately, and Apple announced today that it will actually be a free download for anyone running Mac OS. Anyone on a Mac, I think it's from 2008, 2007 onwards. It brought a lot of new features such as notifications, improvements, tags, improvements for multiple displays, apps such as Maps and iBooks. But because it was announced earlier this year, if you want to check any of those details out, they'll be available on videos all over YouTube. The next thing that was announced was the line of MacBooks. So at the developers conference earlier this year, they announced the new MacBook Air. Apple sort of announced how much people love the MacBook Air, as they always do. And they also announced the new MacBook Pro lineups. So there's a new 13-inch model, which is 0.71 inches thin. Has a new Intel Haswell processor, which includes Intel Iris graphics, which are 90% faster. The battery is 9 hours of battery, whether you're watching movies or doing work. It has PCIe flash memory, which is faster. It has 802.11 AC Wi-Fi and Thunderbolt 2, all real speed improvements, I suppose. No improvements or changes to the look of the thing. It's pretty much the same with the Retina display. And the models start at 128GB SSD, Intel Core i5 2.4 GHz processor, and 4GB of memory for $1,299. The 15-inch model was also updated with an Intel Crystal Well processor and Intel Iris Pro. There's also an optional GeForce 750M graphics card available. Pretty much the same here as the 13-inch in terms of flash storage, improved Wi-Fi, Thunderbolt 2, and that starts at $2,000 for a 2 GHz i7 quad-core processor, 8GB of RAM, the Iris Pro graphics, and 256GB SSD. And next up, the Mac Pro was announced. This too was previewed earlier this year at the developers conference, but now it's been fully confirmed in terms of specs and price. I'll flick through them now. So it has the AMD FirePro graphics, 4096 stream processors, dual 384-bit memory buses, up to 12GB GDDR5 RAM, 528GB a second total bandwidth, and up to 7 teraflops of computing power. For speeds, it achieves 1.2GB per second reads and 1GB per second writes, and that's available with memory up to 1TB. It also includes the Thunderbolt 2 ports and can support up to 3 4K displays. New Final Cut Pro 10 and Aperture have been designed specifically for the Pro to take advantage of the specifications, and the keynote sort of included people saying how great it was. That starts at $3,000, which includes 3.7 GHz quad-core Xeon, 12GB of RAM, and lots of other great things that I mentioned previously. Less energy consumption, lots of great things like that. The next thing that was announced was the new apps. So there were changes and improvements to iLife, with an improved iPhoto, iMovie and GarageBand, all on Mac and iOS. They've been completely redesigned. GarageBand now includes 16 tracks on iOS, and on the Mac version it also includes Auto Drummer, which is a feature included on Logic Pro 10. And in terms of iWork, there's now full file compatibility between Windows and Mac, so no problems really, well, ideally between Microsoft Office and things such as Pages. It's all faster, there's a new user interface, and it now supports collaboration where you can have multiple people working on one document at the same time. They announced that all of those applications will be free now to Mac OS X and iOS 7 bought from this point onwards. So if you already own an iPad or an iOS device or an OS X device, you'll still have to pay for the software unless you upgrade and buy a new device, which is a bit of a shame, but oh well. And moving on to the star of the show, really, the iPad. The rumours have been circulating for quite a while, and the new iPad has been called the iPad Air. It's got a 43% thinner bezel, it's 20% thinner overall, weighs in at £1 and is the lightest full-size tablet in terms of 10-inch tablets currently on the market. It features a A7 64-bit chip, which is what was featured on the new iPhone 5S. This also comes with the M7 Motion processor, as the 5S does. It features 2 times faster performance and graphics than the previous model, 8 times faster than the original model, a 2 times improvement in rendering graphics, and 2 times faster at opening files. It also features the faster Wi-Fi up to 300 megabytes per second, and there is also more 4G LTE coverage around the world. It features a 5 megapixel iSight camera and a FaceTime HD camera, which is apparently improved. However, there's no signs of slow motion and features such as that we saw in the iPhone 5S. It starts at $500, which is the pricing we expected. The iPad 2's been reduced to something like $300, which is fairly cheap. Also announced was the new iPad mini, which now features a Retina display with a 2048 by 1536 resolution, which is the same pixel density as the iPad Air. It features the A7 chip, 64-bit, 4 times faster CPU, 8 times faster GPU, better Wi-Fi, LTE, space grey or white, which is the same with the new iPad Air. It comes in white or space grey and black. It's $400 for the iPad mini, and the older iPad mini, the current generation, has been reduced to $300. There are new iPad covers and cases for both, which will probably be extremely overpriced, but that's what you get. Thank you very much for listening to my summary of the Apple Keynote for 22nd of October. It can be found on the Apple website if you want to watch the whole thing, although it is an hour and a half in length. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. If you like this video, please be sure to like it, and if you're interested in more tech reviews, unboxings and tutorials, please be sure to subscribe. Thank you for watching.